Hi students, welcome to my equation for circles tutorials. This is Mr. Nguyen and thank you for joining me. Before we do this, let's take a look at the standard form of a circle. We have here is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. H and k would be the center of the circle, and r, of course, is the radius of the circle. So keep that in mind when we are writing the equation. Okay, I'm going to go back to that if you need to. So let's take a look at this first problem. Here in IXL, we have a graph of a circle given to us. And so remember, when we are writing an equation, we need h and k, which is the center, and we need the radius, right? So let's look at the center real quick. The center here is 0. So essentially, you're going to substitute 0 in here, which means that you don't even have to write it, right? So it's just x squared plus y squared equals to radius squared. Well, let's see what the radius is. The radius is the distance from the center to the edge, so it looks like 2 units to me. So this would be, I would say that the radius is 2, so we're going to type this in, right? We're going to type x squared plus y squared equals, now we're going to put 2 square in there, but you know 2 square is going to be 4. Okay, I wonder if I can enter 2 square without simplifying. I mean, I think they expected to simplify it, but let's put that in there, see if it's correct. Yay. Okay, so we don't have to simplify it. Okay, but when you're doing a quiz or a test or something, sometimes that number is not written in the squared form. So it's like, you know, if they give you a 9 instead of 3 square, you need to know that the radius is actually 3. Okay. All right, let's take a look at this one. And then if they start to repeat with the center at 0, 0, we're gonna jump level just so that we get a more challenging problem. Okay, so here is our circle on a graph. And so to write this, we need the center. Again, it's 0, 0, so we don't have to write anything. It's just x squared and y squared. The radius looks like it's 6 units long, right? So we're gonna do x squared. Oops, it's not typing. Plus y squared equal. Now I can write 6 squared if I want to, because last time I wrote 2 square and it counted it, right? But just so that you know, 6 square is actually 36. So if the problem is presented to you this way, you need to realize that the square root of 36 is 6. So the radius is actually 6 and not 36. Okay, don't fall for that trick. Submit, yay. All right, again, it's repeating, so I'm going to jump level just to make this a little bit quicker. All right, so the center has shifted. Okay, so the center shifted. Let's do this one. The center looks like, let me find out where the center is. Let me type it in. It looks like the x value is 2, so the center is at 2. The y value is 0. So the center is 2, 0. The radius, I mean, you can't count from here. The radius has to come from the center. So I'm going to count this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's 8 unit, where I could have just gone 2 to 10. That's 8 units, right? So my R is equal to 8. R equals to 8. So I'm ready to type in my equation. So x minus h, my h here, mind you, is my x coordinate. So this actually is h comma k, right? So h is actually 2. So I'm actually going to type in x minus 2 in parentheses. I think I have to use the little box here. Yeah, x and then minus 2, because the formula says minus, and then get out of there, square it, plus, usually I would write y minus something square, but then since k is 0, I don't have to write anything, so I can just write y square. And then equals to 8 squared. Well, 8 times 8 is 64. You could type in 8 square if you don't want to square it. If you could just type that in, and then hit ooh, my thing actually moved. Oh, that's so awesome. Look at that. Cool. Submit. I just discovered new stuff and I'm just freaking out. All right, let's clear that. Clear that, clear that. Okay, let's take a look at this one. It's starting to repeat, so let's see what we are at. We are also at 2 comma 0 again, and the radius this time is different, so we go from 2 to 7. That's 5 units. Okay, so r is equal to 5. So I'm gonna type this in as um, x minus 2, and then I square that, right? And then plus y square, because my k is actually 0, and then equals to 5 square, which is 25. Okay, that I can do. Submit. There we go. Okay, I might have to skip now. Well, actually, this is moved down a little bit. Okay, so let's do this one, and then we'll skip. Okay, the center here is different, right? The center here, the x value is actually 0, right? The y value is -5, right? -5, and this is, I'm going to point out why you have to be careful here. Now the center, it's right here, so let's count how many units that is on the radius. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So r is equal to 4. R equals 4. Okay, so now I'm going to type this in as my x is actually, so my h is 0, so x doesn't have any number to go with it, so it's actually number 0, which I don't have to write, so it's x squared plus parentheses. Now it's y minus a -5. Now the program would expect you to simplify this minus minus into a plus sign, right? And then we can square that. Okay, so minus a negative. Why minus a negative? Because inside the formula, it's y minus k. And k happens to be -5. So it's y minus -5, which turned out to be a plus, equals 4 squared, which is 16. So that ought to be correct there. Submit, and yay. Okay. Oh, that's a tiny circle. Let me delete this. I'm not doing that one. Let's jump level. It's too tiny. Oh my god, another tiny one. But the center is completely somewhere else. Okay, let's do this one. Okay, that doesn't bother me. The radius is really just 1 unit. So, all right, let's do this one. Where is the center? So the center, remember x comes first. So the center looks like it's at -9 and +3. So if it's -9 and +3, and you know what, might as well write that down just so that I don't mess up. So it's -9, +3. All right, so that's the center. The radius is 1, so r equals to 1. Okay, so all of my values are there. I'm ready to type in my answer. So x minus h. Okay, x minus h. Well, h is -9, so x minus -9. That means it's going to be x plus 9 for this particular problem. And then square that, and then plus parentheses k minus 3, and k is 3. I mean, not k, y, sorry, y minus k, y minus k, and k happened to be 3, so there's no double negative. I can just put minus, and then square that, equals to 1 square. Well, 1 square is just 1, so I mean, if you put a square, I don't think anybody's gonna yell at us or anything like that. So let's submit that. Yay. Oh, we're in the challenge zone. Yay. Okay, that was fast. Let's delete that. All right, let's do this one. Maybe we'll skip 2. All right. Same thing again. Radius is 3. The center is at -5 and 1. Okay, so here we go. I'm not going to write anything down. I want you to sort of keep that in your head. Okay, so the form is x minus a -5. So it's going to be +5, right, or +5, and then square that, and then plus parentheses y minus k. K happened to be 1, so I'm going to type in 1. Okay, there is no -1, so I don't have to change the sign, right? And then square that, equals, the radius looks like it's 3, and so I have to do 3 squared, which is 9. Submit. Ta-da! Okay, skip, skip, skip. I'm gonna do. Oh, I can't skip. So I'm gonna do a couple more. I'm not gonna take you all the way to 100 because this is pretty easy. So I'm just gonna do maybe two more. Okay, the center here is at -1 and 2, and then the radius looks like 1, 2, 3, 4. So the radius is 4. So I'm gonna do x minus a -1. So it's +1. Move out, square that, and then plus parentheses y minus k happened to be 2, so I'm going to do -2 and then square that, equal r square. R happens to be 4, so 4 square would be 16. And that is my equation for the circle. Yay. All right, guys. Well, I hope that was helpful. This is pretty easy. I will see you in the next video. Thank you for joining me. If you like my videos, please hit the subscribe button. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. Bye bye.